can do it again.
What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing great. Today I would like to share with you why I decided to switch to Sony cameras and just talk about a few reasons that made me switch to Sony. Maybe this video can help you if you're looking for a new camera as well, or you want to get in photography and you don't know which camera brand to go with. Today I'm going to answer these questions, so let's go. So what you saw in the beginning of this video, the first sequence, is one of the first things that I've ever created on this camera, my new Sony a6500, and it was actually the first time that I used it with my lens. I used the Sigma 18-35 art lens, and I just started using this camera a few weeks ago. I couldn't use it before because my Nikon Sigma lens isn't compatible, or you just can't put it on the Sony. It has a different mount, and because of that I will show this. I had to order this adapter here. This is a Comlight mount adapter from Nikon to Sony, so that I can use my Nikon lenses on the Sony. This is my other Nikon lens, not the Sigma. And so when I got this adapter a few weeks ago, I started to use it with this lens and shot this clip and some other things, and I could finally start using this new camera. I had it on my shelf for I guess a month without using it. That's sad. Now the only problem that I do still have, which is very unfortunate, this adapter doesn't support autofocus in video modus, and I will try to find a solution, maybe change this lens to Sony E-mount, and we will see. Anyway, now I want to share the reasons why I decided to go with another camera brand, with Sony. If you follow this channel since a while, you know that I started this channel with the Nikon D5300. That's actually my first camera, and everything I ever used, I actually still filmed this video with it, because otherwise I can't show this. And it's been a great camera for years. I think I had it for 3 years. It's been a great camera, created so much cool things with it. Also the Sigma lens was perfect, but I always wanted to switch to Sony. I just saw the potential for video, but I did not switch so far because I had this camera and it worked perfect. But then 2 months ago I decided to do the switch, and I went from Nikon, left Nikon, to Sony. Then now I have the Sony a6500, which is a super popular camera from Sony. I think one of the main reasons that made me switch to Sony is definitely the video specs.
I wonder what it feels like.
Even if the specs do not say everything about the camera, this camera is capable. This camera can shoot in 4K video, and it can shoot in 1080p 120 frames per second, which is super cool. I need both of these settings. First up, the 4K. I wanted to get the 4K camera because very often I like to make Instagram stories from my YouTube videos or any other video that I shoot in horizontal format. But then if I crop it on my editing software to vertical, to this format here, the problem is that I lose resolution, and then it doesn't look that good on Instagram. So I can shoot in 4K in this camera, and then later on I will crop it to this size, and then I can upload it on my Instagram account or story. That's the right way of doing it. And then the 120 frames per second, definitely for slow-mo videos it looks cool, but for skateboarding it's super cool to film skateboard tricks. You know that is something that I shoot a lot. So if you film a kickflip in 120 frames per second, you're able to slow it down 4 times, and that's going to allow you to make it look epic, bro. And reason number 2, the autofocus. It's actually funny because every single YouTube video of mine till now was focused manual. No joke, like I focus everything manual. The reason for that, this Nikon camera has such a bad not working autofocus. It just doesn't detect the face, it just doesn't work. And so what I do normally when I make my videos, I just use the manual focus here on the camera, and I try to get everything sharp, and I always need to guess a little bit. I guess here it's fine. Great. And oftentimes I miss it a little bit by just watching at the screen, and so that isn't the right way to do it. And for YouTube I said myself maybe autofocus works better. So with the new camera, with the Sony a6500, I have great autofocus because this is actually one of the best cameras in autofocus. And the only problem, which you might already see, is with this adapter it doesn't work, and that sucks. So as I said, I will try to find a solution for that. Anyway, here's a quick test of the autofocus. Okay, here's the quick autofocus test with the Sony a6500. Now I'm using the kit lens with it that I got that supports autofocus. As you can see, perfectly focus on my face. Now if we hold my hand, there it should focus on the hand, on my face again, and the background. And as you can see, I don't know if you can really see, but it's super fast. So it focuses in less than a second. It's super fast. There are so many more things about this camera that I could talk about now that are better than with my Nikon camera. But I found that the best thing about this camera, which I like the most, is the way that you use it just in general. I find the system of mirrorless cameras, which is this one, super cool. It's very fast when you use it. It's easy to use and it's very handy. That's maybe the main reason where I switched. Using this camera now for a few weeks, I found myself not even using the viewfinder that much anymore. I just turn on the camera and I just look at the screen and I get the shot and then I move on. It's so fast and so funny. You can literally just... With my old Nikon camera it took like 3 seconds to take one photo looking through the screen, because the mirror went down, then it went up again, and that just took very long. I don't know why. Anyway, also the electronic viewfinder here is super cool. You just see the image and how it's going to be exposed. I also find myself even using it in video modus. I did not even know that you could do that, but it's obvious that you can do it because and that's pretty cool when you see what you're filming and how it's exposed in your viewfinder. So that's also something that I found to be very handy. And then the last thing about the mirrorless format, which I really enjoy, is the size. This is so small. I don't know if you can see it here. This is very small. This is the adapter, this is the camera. And I like to have everything as light and simple and small as possible, because I don't want to carry heavy cameras on mountains and wherever I go. And so that's also a big advantage. When you have your camera in a backpack, like I do have it all the time. And thinking about it, I guess these are already all the reasons why I switched. I feel like this Sony camera for me is just a new world. I have so many more options with this camera and picture profiles, and it just allows me to be more professional with my work and create better videos. And in the end, that's why I switched to Sony. I don't want to recommend any certain camera brand to anyone, because everyone likes different cameras and uses it for different things like video or photo, and you should probably ask yourself first, what do I need my camera for, and then decide which brand to go with. That are my reasons. I hope these are interesting and maybe you have heard some of them before, maybe you have never heard some of them. I literally have no idea what you guys out there are using in terms of cameras, but it would be cool to know what you are using so that I see what the others here are using. That would be cool. Just leave a comment below telling everyone which camera brand you use. That would be cool. And yes, it can also be an iPhone. Anyway, that was my video for today. But I still think this camera looks pretty cool for it. 4 years of using it, and it's a pretty old camera. It does not even cost much, but it looks cool. Now that we've talked about cameras, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it was interesting to you. And now I will go downstairs and produce a few grip tapes for Slippy Grip Tape. And I'm going to film a few clips on the Sony camera and try to get some cinematic shots. And that is going to end this video. So thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe below if you haven't already, please, it's here. And I will see you in the next video that is going to be in a few days. So have a great one, peace out, tschüss.